Hello everyone, today is Monday, November 3rd, 2025, Eastern Time. Welcome to Panda Finance. Let's take a look at the top 10 global corporate news stories from the past week. Here are the details. NVIDIA becomes first company to hit $5 trillion valuation. Shares of NVIDIA surged 3.05% on October 29th, pushing the chipmaker's market capitalization past the $5 trillion threshold, the first company in history to reach that milestone. NVIDIA surpassed the $4 trillion mark just over 3 months ago. Chief Executive Jensen Huang dismissed concerns of an artificial intelligence bubble, as the company continues to ink deals with major players from Nokia to Samsung Electronics and Hyundai Motor. NVIDIA now accounts for nearly 10% of the total value of the S&P 500, eclipsing the GDPs of entire nations, including India, Japan, and Germany. OpenAI aims for $1 trillion valuation in landmark IPO. OpenAI has completed a structural overhaul, cementing a non-profit controlled, for-profit model. Its non-profit arm, now named OpenAI Foundation, holds an equity stake worth approximately $130 billion in its profit-driven subsidiary, now operating as OpenAI Group PBC, a public benefit corporation. Under the new structure, the foundation will retain 26% ownership, with employees and investors controlling 47%. Microsoft's stake is valued at about $135 billion, translating to a fully diluted share of roughly 27%. OpenAI is gearing up for what could become the biggest initial public offering in history, with a potential valuation of up to $1 trillion as early as late 2026. Silicon Valley titans to pour $400 billion into AI and say it's not enough. Tech giants are poised to spend nearly $400 billion on artificial intelligence initiatives this year, yet many insist the figure barely scratches the surface of what's required. Meta Platforms is simultaneously training new AI systems while supporting existing services, all while facing compute constraints. Microsoft plans to double its data center capacity over the next 2 years, driven by surging demand for AI-powered cloud services. Amazon has warned that every minute counts as it races to deploy additional compute resources. Against the backdrop of soaring costs, Meta is raising up to $25 billion through a debt offering led by Citigroup and Morgan Stanley. CEO Mark Zuckerberg said the company is going all in on infrastructure to remain competitive in the AI arms race, despite its market cap having already shed $200 billion over concerns of overspending. Corporate America launches wave of white-collar layoffs. Major U.S. employers are sending a stark message to office workers: many roles are no longer essential. Amazon plans to cut 14,000 corporate roles as part of a wider effort that could ultimately eliminate up to 10% of its white-collar workforce. United Parcel Service has already slashed around 14,000 management jobs over the past 22 months. Retailer Target said it will eliminate 1,800 corporate positions. The moves signal intensifying pressure on knowledge workers amid structural shifts in productivity and automation. Underscore 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 Novartis to acquire Avidity Biosciences for $12 billion. Swiss pharma giant Novartis has agreed to acquire Avidity Biosciences in a $12 billion all-cash deal, bolstering its pipeline for rare muscular disease treatments. Under the terms, early-stage cardiology assets will be spun off into a new publicly traded entity, SpinCo. Avidity, a clinical-stage biotech firm, specializes in developing first-in-class therapies targeting various muscle disorders and currently has multiple candidates in clinical testing. Underscore 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 Thermo Fisher moves deeper into trial data management with $9.4 billion Clario deal. Thermo Fisher Scientific will acquire clinical trial data specialist Clario Holdings from a consortium led by Astorg, Nordic Capital, Novo Holdings, and Cinven. The $9.4 billion transaction will fold Clario into Thermo Fisher's laboratory products and biopharma services division. The deal strengthens Thermo Fisher's capabilities in trial data management and aligns with its strategy of expanding its end-to-end support for drug development. Alongside acquisitions, Thermo Fisher is also partnering with AI companies to streamline the R&D process. Berkshire Hathaway starts to lose its Buffett premium. Berkshire Hathaway shares have fallen 12% since Warren Buffett announced in May that he will step down as CEO by year-end, even as the S&P 500 has advanced 21% over the same period. The decline suggests the company is losing the so-called Buffett premium, the valuation boost linked to the legendary investor's leadership. Buffett's hand-picked successor, Greg Abel, will take the helm as the 95-year-old investor transitions out of the role. China's EV makers post record deliveries in October. China's electric vehicle makers reported record-breaking deliveries in October. BYD led the pack with 441,706 units sold, followed by Leapmotor with 70,289 deliveries and Huawei-backed Harmony Intelligent Mobility with 68,216. Xiaomi Auto surpassed 40,000 units, while automakers such as NIO, XPeng, and Deepal also registered strong double-digit thousands. The robust figures underscore both the resilience and fierce competition in China's fast-growing EV market. BYD posts first revenue and profit decline since 2020. BYD reported its first year-on-year quarterly decline in both revenue and net profit since early 2020, as intensifying competition eroded domestic sales. Following a period of rapid expansion, the world's largest EV maker is now experiencing growth deceleration, highlighting the urgency of its international expansion strategy. This marks the second straight quarter of declining profitability for the automaker. Shanghai Composite breaks 4,000 points for first time in a decade. China's benchmark Shanghai Composite Index surged past the 4,000-point mark on October 29, closing at 4,016.33, its highest level since August 2015. The index had briefly crossed 4,000 during intraday trading the previous day before retreating to close at 3,988. The rebound, driven by gains across major sectors, reflects mounting optimism tied to policy support and resilient corporate earnings. Thank you for tuning in to today's financial news. We look forward to seeing you again.